elimination game as the number one team in the country and the top-seeded team in this year's national championship tournament, the Patriots from Texas Tyler, meet a very good and hungry team from Montgomery, Alabama. It's Auburn University at Montgomery, the Warhawks, who came off a tough game yesterday. Good morning and welcome here to Denver, Colorado, or afternoon, depending on where you're watching. 2 o'clock out east. I guess it's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock out east and 12 noon here in Denver. We are ready for day 3. I'm Brendan Gulick along with Leah Secondo. And this is going to be a lot of fun because both of these teams have shown, Leah, that they are capable of making a deep run in the tournament, but they've also been a little bit vulnerable, and that's why they're playing in an elimination game here.
Yeah, I think both teams were very tight in that first game, and it showed them. We saw them both loosen up, get their hitting shoes on yesterday. Texas Tyler leading all teams here of the 8 with a 397 average right now. And AUM, let's try that again here at noontime in Denver. Still trying to find some consistency at the plate.
AUM was impressive in their first game of this tournament as Olivia Aycock swings through it. AUM beat Seton Hill 4-0. Shutout win for Avery Dickerson, who you'll see in the circle in just a few minutes. She was very solid. But yesterday, the Warhawks bats went silent. They only picked up 2 base hits against North Georgia in an 8-0 loss. They were run ruled. Now that game had a little bit of everything, including a 42-minute lightning delay where it never rained and there was really no threat of rain, but there was lightning within the 8-mile radius, so we had to wait for a minimum of 30 minutes. And unfortunately for AUM, things unraveled in a hurry once they got back out on the field. 6 runs came across in that third inning, and they felt like they were kind of chasing the game the rest of the way, and it ended up being a 5-inning loss.
Yeah, well, and keep in mind, we came back out. North Georgia was actually still at bat, and they just kept grooving every single opportunity and forcing the envelope on the defense, and it really proved to be beneficial. The Nighthawks in Rogers State getting the day off today.
Tatum Goff is in the circle, as she has been for UT Tyler in each of the first couple games here this week. I'll tell you more about Tatum in just a moment. UT Tyler came in feeling really good about themselves, and for good reason. They've had a great season as Aycock draws a leadoff walk here. Shelby Newsome to the plate. UT Tyler's been terrific this year. Their record 48-8. Of course, this is their first year of Division II full postseason eligibility, and they rampaged through the LSC down in Texas, won their regional and super regional, and they came here feeling really good, and they played against a team that had never been here, the Toros from Dominguez Hills, and they fell flat with 3 errors. That's so unlike the way they've played this year. Way upstairs, runner breaks for second. It's a great throw from Perez, and she got her. Aycock caught stealing Ashley Perez with a dart to second base.
Talk about a dart. You want to put a throw right where your fielders can just put the tag down. Look at that. Nice sweeping tag coming across. And it was on the money. No doubt about it. Right into the hands was Aycock sliding into it.
81 degrees, partly cloudy skies here in Denver. It is breezy. The wind is blowing out to left field today. For 2 teams that like to hit the ball in the air, we just might see some fireworks today. Who knows? But it's another beautiful day here as Memorial Day weekend officially is upon us. So Texas Tyler had a rather poor showing defensively. It cost them big time. They only scored 1 run in the bottom of the 5th inning of that first game when Ashley Perez had an RBI single. This ball's hit foul. So the top-ranked team in the nation all of a sudden is in the loser's bracket. Nobody really expected that. And UT Tyler responded with a game yesterday against Southern Indiana in our first elimination game of the tournament, and it was a really entertaining contest. Texas Tyler led 2-0. They also led 4-2. And then USI scored 3 runs in the top of the 5th to make it 5-4, Screaming Eagles. And there was a legitimate chance the Patriots could have gone home early. They responded with 8 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the only reason that inning ended was because of a base running mistake. This ball's hit high in the air and carrying to left. Back on the track, Sam Schott makes the catch. 2 gone here in the first inning. And it really was basically everybody that, contributed in that inning. Callie Yellen, I beg your pardon, not Callie Yellen. Tatum Goff had the big 3-run homer, but lots of RBIs yesterday in that long bottom of the 5th.
Absolutely, and Tatum Goff, who we see in the circle, she has been solid all season. She has been solid with her pitching with a 1.77 ERA, but this weekend thus far, she has struggled here with her ERA over 5 here at the Division II Softball Championships.
Goff gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits yesterday through 2 2/3. But again, for a first-team All-American as a utility player, because she has been such a good pitcher, she showed why yesterday with that huge 3-run home run to take her team from down 5-4 to up 7-5, and then the floodgates opened with another 5 runs after that.
Yes.
So Texas Tyler lost the first game, won the second. Auburn Montgomery won their first game and then lost yesterday. One of these 2 teams is playing in its final game here in 2022. Big swing and miss for strike 3 and a good first inning for Tatum Goff as Aycock, Newsom, and Kat Fallon, who strikes out, all go in order. It's the middle of the first with no score, but we'll keep it here for a moment just so we can show you the bracket because it's a little complicated with this 8-team double elimination tournament. 2 teams have been eliminated, Southern Indiana, and last night we eliminated Adelphi. And so here's the top half of the bracket. The winner of this game will play Rogers State tomorrow, the first game of the day. It's at 11 o'clock local time. And, of course, Rogers State is 2-0, Leah, so they would have to lose twice. Otherwise, if Rogers State beats the winner of this game, then they are automatically into the best-of-3 championship series.
That's right. There's so much to be said, especially with the new bracket flows right now, with having the extra day off. For the winners bracket teams being recognized and rewarded for their work thus far at the championship, and I think that's going to be huge as the weekend progresses.
Here's the bottom half of the bracket, which includes North Georgia waiting in the wings, and it's the same scenario. The second and only other game scheduled today. Following this one, it's Cal State Dominguez Hills and Seton Hill, also an elimination game. The winner will play North Georgia tomorrow in the second game of the day. It's at 1 o'clock, and if North Georgia wins, they're on to the best-of-3 championship series. If North Georgia loses, there would be that if-necessary game. So we could have 2 or 3 or 4 games tomorrow, depending on how the Hillcats and the Nighthawks play in their first game of the day. We're ready for the bottom of the first inning, and it's our first opportunity to see Avery Dickerson here this afternoon. Dickerson has been kind of I don't want to say an unsung hero, but again, a pitcher that maybe doesn't come in with quite the same credibility and accolades as some of her All-American counterparts here this week, but she's been just as good as anybody.
Yeah, I think that for Avery Dickerson, we talked about it over the last 2 games, her demeanor on this pitching staff I think is great. She's got that poker player face, doesn't get rattled too much. She's got 1 win in this championship thus far. It did give up 6 walks. But she's steady in the circle. Just kind of lets the fielders, she throws that pitch in there, lets her fielders behind her do the work for her.
She pitched in the first game that the team won. Auburn Montgomery threw 4 pitchers yesterday, but Avery did not appear. Alana Goebel, Brinkley Yavak, Morgan Ferguson, and Hannah Creel all pitched in that 8-0 loss against North Georgia. And that's part of the challenge, right? Eric Newell is understanding, hey, I got to figure out, you get 2 losses, so how can you manage your pitching staff to make sure that if you lose 1 game, you're as fresh as possible when your back's against the wall the next time?
And I think for Dickerson today, the key obvious piece for her is how is her change working. And while she has only given up 3 hits in this championship series, how will Texas Tyler respond to the effectiveness of her change on the day?
Shannon Klaus had a good game yesterday, went 2 for 4 with a couple of runs scored. She is the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the first. Klaus also had a great opening game, was on base 3 out of 4 times. Caught looking, strike 3. Well done by Dickerson. 1 gone here in the bottom of the first. Let's take another look at this here.
Just froze. You know when that ball curved so well inside? It was almost a backdoor curve inside and completely had the timing off on Klaus.
Felt like it slid all the way across the plate. Great pitch. Courtney Plocek, the batter. Let's set the defense for you real quick. In the outfield, Haley Ann Frank, Faith Wheat, and Shelby Newsom. Chloe Derrick, first opportunity to compete here this weekend. She's back in the lineup. She'll bat cleanup for the Warhawks. She's at the hot corner. That one popped out of Morgan's glove. Olivia Aycock at short, Gia Martin, the All-American, at second base, Kat Fallon at first, and Margaret Morgan, who I think needs to have a slightly better day today than she did yesterday behind the plate, is catching. Margaret's been very good this year, but needs to shake off a tough day from yesterday. Plocek puts one in the air to left center. Faith Wheat measures it and grabs it. 2 outs now for a dangerous hitter in Ashley Perez.
See if she can complement that strong throw to second base for the out with a solid AB here.
Big, hefty cut.
I think she wanted to put her team on the board here with that swing.
Ashley is the most accomplished offensive player in the history of the program.
She's got to reconnect her neck.
Yeah. Kind of corkscrewed herself into the turf there. She's got some serious power. That one hit her. I guess as a catcher, that probably didn't hurt too bad because she's probably been banged up worse. But
you want to work me inside? Work me inside. But I'm going to wear my protector on my elbow and take it for the team. Early on here, interested to see if coach wants to try to manufacture a run with some speed at first. Decides to keep Perez out there on first base.
Mike Reed, the head coach, standing over in that third base coach's box as he watches his pitcher and cleanup hitter, Tatum Goff, take a called strike.
I think maybe if it were less than 2 outs, he might have a different philosophy on that, but why waste the runner this early in the game?
Yeah, or if she were in scoring position here. Like the way you think there. Goff tips it back into the net. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Goff had a rocket of a shot. It was a tape measure job.
Goff in the air, deep to left field. This could be trouble. Off the very top of the fence. Almost cleared it. Perez coming around third, and she'll score sliding in safely. Tatum Goff delivers for the second day in a row.
We talk about slicing balls. And a nice uppercut swing on an outside pitch. And really, Brendan, that just cut and wrapped right around, just off the top of the fence. And Perez motors around from first base. First run on the board for the Patriots.
In there, a called strike to Mac Dominguez. Tatum Goff offensively has come alive. She wasn't really a huge piece in that first game.
No.
But man, has she asserted herself in the 2 games now since then. Take a look at Goff from yesterday, cracking this big home run. Hits the scoreboard.
Yeah, she dinged it pretty solid, and that's a good 20 feet beyond the fence out in the outfield there. So, a key piece in why this team is playing yet another day.
Again, that home run flipped the lead. We were down 5-4. We've seen a few 3-run homers here this week. Those are backbreakers. You can live with solo shots. 2-run homers once in a while will be meaningful. But, man, 3-run home runs really feel like they make a huge impact on the game as Mac Dominguez rolls it foul. UT Tyler fans are used to seeing this, but if you're a Warhawk fan or just a casual fan, you might wonder why Texas Tyler is running everything out, even on a foul ball or a strikeout, things like that. It's just a team philosophy they've had for a long time. They want to make sure they always go that extra mile. Chloe Derrick makes the throw across, and the inning is over. But Texas Tyler on the board first in the bottom of the first inning. That two-out hit batter is painful for Avery Dickerson as Tatum Goff doubles off the top of the left field fence. And it's 1-0 Patriots after one. Top of the second inning, and Tatum Goff will take center stage back in the circle after giving herself a 1-0 lead on that long double. Just hit below that yellow line.
Sure did. Sure did. And there isn't netting out here along the backside of the wall as the trains go through consistently through the day. I think it makes an awesome backdrop for our setting here in Denver.
Chloe Derrick, first at bat of the week. She's been a part of this team all year long.
A big shakeup in the lineup today for the Warhawks, huh?
Absolutely.
Moving people around, sliding people up, inserting some names that we haven't seen.
Derrick's played in 58 of the 61 games this season. AUM comes in with a record of 49-12. And she's had a really good year as a freshman at the hot corner.
Yeah, that was a nice play. It was a nice grab on a short hop to end the inning.
.315 hitter, team high 12 homers, 47 RBI. She's also got 9 doubles, a couple triples. Slugging .612. Key piece for Coach Newell. Love having somebody like that you think you can build around, a freshman that's going to be in the heart of your order for several years to come. Over the top of it, 2-2. Derrick, Martin, and Cobb, the scheduled hitters in the second inning. Tatum Goff staring into the dugout to get the sign. And she blows it by her for strike 3. Changed her eye level nicely.
Back-to-back Ks for Goff. She now has 3 in this championship series. A little oomph on the end of it, on the backside with her foot coming through. Nice rise ball that Derrick just not able to catch up on.
That's a good point. Tatum Goff is not the predominant strikeout pitcher that we have seen from a few other teams. Andrea Morales certainly comes to mind. Morgan Ryan's got some pretty good stuff. But Goff finds ways to get outs, and it certainly helps that her offense tends to score a lot of runs. They are the number 1 or number 2 rated offense in the country, depending on how you look at it.
Tatum coming over from Kansas, and she's still got plenty of eligibility left, as I would anticipate many teams at all levels starting to make their moves through the portal.
Gia Martin pops it up, and it's put away by Bailey Simone. 2 outs. We didn't have a chance to set the defense for you as we recapped a little bit of what happened yesterday, so let's tell you who's out there. Sam Schott in left, Shannon Kloss out in center. Amanda Marek is the right fielder today. Third to first around the diamond. Courtney Plochek, Bailey Simone, Mac Dominguez, and Avery Farr. And then Ashley Perez is catching. Here's Molly Cobb. Cobb's been dealing with a little bit of a hand injury. It's her right hand. She's kind of been on a game, off a game for a little while. So she played the first game of the tournament. Did not play in yesterday's loss, but hopefully she'll be more well-equipped today. Was 0 for 2 in her 2 at-bats in that first game. It's on the corner, a called strike. Goff has a 1-2 count against Cobb. Little nubber back to the circle, and the third base umpire immediately says foul ball. Mario Calabrese umpiring down at third today. Chelsea Clark's at first base, and Kevin Condor has the balls and strikes. Head coach Mike Reed is coming out to ask something of Kevin Condor. No, it was a quick conversation. Wonder if he was inquiring whether or not she was out of the box. That would have been an out. Two strikeouts in the inning in 3 of the last 4. Goff is rolling. She's gotten through the first 2 innings without giving up a base hit.
This is the first time championship weekend where we have seen Tatum Goff go back to back with the K's and setting the side down in order. She leads her team with a 1-0 lead. If this continues the way it is with Goff, I'd like to talk a little bit more.
Time to start the bottom of the second inning as Bailey Simone hits the first pitch she sees to Chloe Derrick. Fallon scoops it out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second. 1-0 UT Tyler. Tatum Goff, a 2-out RBI double to left field off the top of the fence. If you joined us a little late, missed a home run by, I don't know, a foot. It's pretty close. Amanda Marek misses the zone, but not by much.
Yeah, Marks kind of provide a little bit of everything for UT Tyler. Can play right, really solid defensively. Can play first base, solid defensively.
Ran it in on the handle.
Yes, they did.
Avery Dickerson, again, she doesn't have a crazy velocity, but man, can she carve the ball.
She throws a lot of junk.
Yeah.
She's going to mess you up at the plate with your timing. And I'm sure Mark's going back to talk to her teammates about that right now, and that's ever so important. Those first few batters that have an opportunity to see just how it's coming out of her hand, how she may change the rotation. She doesn't want to change the rotation. She doesn't want to change how it's released, but anything that can help these batters at the plate right now.
1 ball, no strikes to Sam Schott. even though they're down 1-0, how quick it would, or how nice it would be to have a lightning quick inning for Avery Dickerson. The bottom of the UT Tyler lineup has been not too bad. Yesterday they were certainly effective. Sam Schott had a couple of RBI base hits. Certainly didn't do too much in that first game. This is a soft grounder left side. This is the Chloe Derrick Show. She's got 4 consecutive putouts, and Avery Dickerson gets out of this second inning fast enough you could have put it on a stopwatch.
Derrick with the flashy glove, but I also like the flashy defense to save the play on the swiping tag at first base.
Did you bring your skis this weekend?
I did not, but believe me, as I was sitting on the plane, I thought about it. But you can always rent.
That's true. That's true. You know, that's not too difficult. There is plenty of snow on those gorgeous snow-capped Rocky Mountains. Not terribly far from some of the destination ski and snowboard spots in the country. Admittedly, I've never been to Aspen or anything like that. I know it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's still a couple hours, but it's if you're going there, unless you're flying private, you're flying into Denver. Get on the Leah Secondo Airlines.
I was going to say, okay. Take the private car.
Margaret Morgan leads things off here.
It's amazing how huge they look from where we are in downtown.
Sure.
And yet, like you said, to get what we're looking at is a good 2.5, 3 hours. That's amazing to me.
It is. You can get to the edge of the mountains relatively short. I mean, it's a half hour, 40-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
But to get to up in the heart of the mountains where you want to ski, you're right. I mean, it is. It's a long hike from here.
Yeah. Hiking's a good word. Everybody hikes here, so.
I've done that up in Boulder, Red Rock Park. High fly ball from Morgan, driven out pretty well to right field, but Marek has it, and there's one away. Morgan had an RBI earlier in the tournament. Swings a pretty decent bat. Hit that one well, but not quite well enough to get it out of here. And so 6 straight retired after the leadoff walk in the first inning, which was subsequently caught stealing. So Tatum Goff has faced the minimum so far. Not a lot of hit. Faith Wheat the batter. 1-0 UT Tyler, top of 3. An elimination game today between the champions out of the South region and the South Central region. Southern Indiana and Adelphi, Midwest and East region champions, they're already home, or at least on their way home. I assume they're probably traveling home today. And that strikes on the outside corner. North Georgia Nighthawks and the Rogers State Hillcats are the 2 teams in the best position with 2 wins in their first 2 games after opening couple days of the tournament, so they are off today. They only need to win once in order to get to that best-of-3 championship series. They'll play the first couple games tomorrow, and they will face off against the 2 teams that win today's 2 games. Just wide of the bag, foul at third. Good try from Wheat. Faith Wheat has a 9-game hitting streak. She's playing pretty well recently.
A little bit below her season average in this championship, but she has done a nice job at the plate, I think, directing the ball where she needs it to go and really working these pitchers.
Swung over the top of it. Ashley Perez throws down to complete the putout. Good communication there between Perez and Farr. Throwing on the outside of the base. That's a 4th strikeout now for Goff in the last 6 batters.
Playing it safe from exactly where this ball is dropped in and understanding where the runner is going down the first baseline.
So Haley Ann Frank, who's hit leadoff the last couple of games, now batting in the 9-hole.
Kind of flip-flopped a little bit. Newsom, who has been hitting pretty good, rewarded, kind of sliding up. Well, she's been struggling in this tournament. Overall, on the year, she's been pretty good, trying to shake things up a little bit.
Well, she's got 64 base hits this season, batting .383 coming in. It's the best batting average on the team. Now, Kat Fallon broke Olivia Aycock's single-season hit record at this tournament. Kat Fallon's got 69 hits on the year. Haley Ann Frank is obviously just a few hits behind Kat Fallon, so they've got good hitters in different parts of the order. And I think maybe the idea here is that Haley Ann Frank, even though she's in the 9-hole, can try to get somebody on base for some of those gals up at the top. Newsom had a couple of productive at-bats. Aycock obviously can hit really well. Fallon and Derrick, they feel good about. Gia Martin's an All-American. This Auburn-Montgomery lineup doesn't have any easy outs, but not finding a lot of success yet against Tatum Goff. Chloe Derrick missed the last 4 games with an upper body injury, but she's back in the lineup today. Way outside. Sun's out. In fact, this is probably the brightest it's been all day. Otherwise, it's a relatively cloudy afternoon. Flared it down the line, but that's a foul ball.
It's kind of interesting. The ball wasn't anywhere near at all. 2 of those 3 players. And, you're always taught one goes low and one goes high, but that was a stop, drop, and roll before the stop, drop, and roll rolled. Or after it rolled. I'd like to put that to music. Maybe our guys here can. They're very talented. I'm sure they could come up with something.
I hope you've enjoyed all the aerial coverage we've brought you this week.
Yeah.
This is a fun city to look at from the sky. We've had some really cool footage we've been happy to share with you. The count is full from from Goff to Haley Ann Frank, who hits it on the ground towards Simone. Has to get rid of it quickly, and she's out. Well done by Simone. The Warhawks still looking for their first base hit. They got a walk to lead off the first inning, a caught stealing, and now 8 straight sent down by Tatum Goff. Bottom of 3 coming up. It's 1-0 Patriots. UT Tyler bottom of 3 with a 1-0 lead here at this gorgeous complex at MSU Denver. They play baseball, softball, soccer, tennis. This is quite a facility. I would think it's pretty easy to recruit talent to come play here for the Roadrunners out of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, aptly named.
Their staff, this is the 3rd year that the championship has been held here, and the facilities people, softball department, just everyone down the line gets it, how to make these young ladies and the fans and anybody that's coming in, including us media folk, they know how to get it done. It's a good weekend here in Denver.
No balls, 2 strikes. Avery Farr in the 9-hole leading off here in the 3rd. And she watches upstairs. I think Avery Dickerson's done a good job with those ground balls and that one little soft floater toward 3rd in the 4 batters since Tatum Goff hit the RBI double. Excellent change of pace. Strike 3.
Runs it inside on a change. And really just had Farr completely baffled on the play.
Got ourselves a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, it feels like.
Yeah, this is, I don't want to jinx it, but this is actually the first little pitcher's duel that we've had.
Yeah. Game 9 of the tournament.
Yep, game 9.
Avery Dickerson and Tatum Goff. The only hit right now is that RBI double.
Really been more of a hitter's flavored tournament.
That's fine, right?
Yep.
There's some excitement with
For
that. Sure. We were talking a little bit about this off air. I think, you know, in years past, we've seen a couple of teams win the national championship that have gone out there and, like, truly looked as though they were the premier team.
Mm-hmm.
They did it all, and they did it really well.
Right.
And I feel like in the first 2 days of this tournament, it's almost been self-inflicted wounds that have dominated the storylines as Shannon Klaus hits one that's going to get all the way to the fence. Klaus is in with a standing double. That was nicely hit. And so a runner in scoring position for the Patriots here with 1 out in the 3rd. And Courtney Plocek stepping to the plate.
Yeah, Klaus getting into the gap there. We talk about how quickly these balls hit and run, and so many of these teams are trying to take away the slap that they're chasing balls diagonal. And we may have our first, and we don't have our first.
Eric Newell, the head coach for AUM, came out speaking with Kevin Condor. I'm not sure what the nature of the conversation was, but he was obviously asking him his opinion on something. Maybe he thought Klaus stepped out of the box. I'm not sure. No challenge requested, though. Each team gets 2 replay reviews if they want to use them. Download a Plocek. Anyways, just to complete the thought from a moment ago, I mean, way too many teams have shot themselves in the foot. And look, UT Tyler's the first one to tell you. Talked with Mike Reed after game 1. He goes, I don't know what that was. We haven't done that all year. And this Patriots team committed 3 errors in that first game. They lost 5-1. They're the number 2 defensive team in the country out of 277 schools. Plocek hit it in playable ground and foul ground, but Newsom couldn't make the catch, although a good effort. We've seen some sloppy base running.
Yes.
We've seen some, you know, even not actually errors, but just bad positioning defensively or a few missed cuts, things like that. You know, that adds up, and it cost you a run or 2 along the way, and a couple teams that really got bit by it are now out of the tournament. Chop to the right-hand side to at least move the runner. Martin throws out Plocek, but a good productive out. Puts a runner at 3rd base for the best Patriots hitter with 2 gone in the bottom of the 3rd. Gut check time here for Dickerson. She's got to find a way to not let this inning get away from her. You can breathe a little life into your offense when your pitching staff can go out and get big outs.
Perez hungry for a hit in this championship, only hitting 200, and I think right now for her, last time up she got hit by a pitch. Take that little extra breath at the plate. As you mentioned, it's not gonna come in with the same velocity she may not be accustomed to.
Ashley Perez, when the Patriots were Division III, she was the D3 National Catcher of the Year. In her senior season now at UT Tyler, a resounding All-American. Good stop by Morgan. Although even Perez hasn't been immune to mistakes. It was her base running mistake yesterday that ended that 8-run fifth inning. She represented a run that would have put Texas Tyler up by 8 in the bottom of the fifth and would have ended the game.
Yep.
And she got caught sleeping out at second base and got picked off.
Took a huge turn with the ball right in front of her.
Perez skies one. Aycock, the shortstop, has it. Texas Tyler with a one-out double from Shannon Klaus. Can't bring her home from third base. And after 3 innings, the Patriots lead this elimination game 1-0. You're watching live streaming coverage of the 2022 National Championship Softball Tournament on NCAA.com. Well, the Warhawks, one time through the order, have not solved Tatum Goff. They don't have a base hit, 1 walk drawn, but the minimum number of batters have faced Miss Goff. Aycock drew that walk in the first inning, but she was thrown out trying to steal second base. And so as we start the fourth, the Warhawks try to get back going with the top of their order. Aycock, Newsom, and Fallon.
Let's see if the shakeup that Coach Newell tried to create when he handed in this lineup card can effectively work against Tatum Goff. Outfield really in shallow here to take away any type of base hit off the slap. You're running down first baseline, you better hustle, especially to the ball hit in right field. There might be a play on you at first.
This is the loudest that the Warhawk fans have been all game. Trying to stay behind their team. Two and two the count. Stays alive. One of the things I like about Aycock hitting at the top of the order, she's the only senior in the starting lineup. And sometimes you just need somebody who you can really trust with the bat, who's had a boatload of opportunities to set the table for you.
Absolutely, it's a whole different flair with her speed as that one goes out of play over to the concession stand area. Everybody covering up quick.
Count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Aycock is making Tatum Goff really work for it. Inside corner, paints the black for strike 3. Five strikeouts for Goff.
And with Goff fighting back after falling a little bit behind in the count. Nice job by Perez to hold it.
That ball cut just a little bit back in to the plate after it looked like it might be inside. Good pitch there to Newsom to get ahead, 0-1. That was gutsy. In the air to right field. Amanda Marek is there. Two-hand catch. Two gone. Kat Fallon, all-time single-season hit record in AUM history. Takes ball one. Fallon chops it off the plate. It rolls foul. Kat, a transfer from Samford University. Sophomore out of Prattville, Alabama.
It's another gorgeous campus.
Yeah, it sure is. 1-1 misses outside. Redshirted at Samford University in that first year. She did play for the Warhawks last year. Started 33 games. Certainly has some pop in her bat. Ground ball to short. Simone throws across her body, Derek Jeter style. Little flash, little panache, and another goose egg on the scoreboard. Texas Tyler cruising. They lead 1-0. Halfway home. We're going to the bottom of the fourth on NCAA.com. Goff. She's been the star of the show as the Patriot faithful are feeling good about the fact they're out front, but they're also feeling a bit tense because the game is tight and there is no margin for error on this win or go home game. Goff has, I was just going to say, she's pitched well, but she also provided the only run.
Well, and now she can help herself in this leadoff spot, right? And the big thing for Dickerson, obviously, it's a big out bat-wise. So, you kind of want to be really careful how you're pitching around her. But, I think for Goff, I'm really impressed with the way that Tatum Goff is. She's just a athletic, cool competitor.
Inside, it hit her on the arm. Hit her on the right tricep. Well, hopefully Goff is okay. Certainly don't want to see anybody get hurt. Wouldn't be surprised. Yep, we're going to get a pinch runner for her here.
And ball that just ran inside just a little bit.
So Grace Davis comes out of the dugout, and she'll run for Tatum, who, by the way, is obviously a left-handed pitcher, so getting hit on the right arm is a little less worrisome. Avery Dickerson bunted right back to her, and she'll get the get the sure out at first base. No force out. Davis down to second base.
Good textbook job manufacturing that run over. Nice fielding effort there by Dickerson. Not even being concerned about Davis. Heading to second base, just get the out.
Here's Bailey Simone. Maybe a little insurance out there at second base for the Patriots. Simone takes a called strike. She's had a great year offensively. And you can say that about basically everybody on this UT Tyler offensive group. There's only a couple of kids that are even hitting under 300. Nobody's had a bad year. Fouled back into the screen. Swung on and missed. High cheese, and she chased it. That's a big strikeout. Now there's 2 gone. So Amanda Marek will try to make something happen with a couple outs now in the 4th inning. Mike Reed's teams know how to win. He is the 4th all-time winningest coach active in NCAA history, closing in on 1,000 career coaching wins. He's got his group out front again for the 2nd straight day in an elimination game. I think he knows how important that insurance run is. Fouled back into the screen. Right back up the middle, base hit. Davis on her way. Great throw from Weed is in time. What a defensive gem.
Defense and a great job. Nice hit ball. And there was no question at all. Davis getting the sign around. Great job, first of all, by Morgan on that short hop to gather that ball in and make the tag. And then out at second base, Marek, as she went into second base, she slid. And as she went in, we'll take a look at it at the opposite side of the break. Amanda Marek a little bit slow getting out to the outfield to start this top of the 5th inning, and the reason why we will show you between pitches here as the Warhawks come to the plate to start the 5th. Off of the solid base hit that she had to center field, kind of shortened up on her slide and bumped her chin in her mouth. She was slow getting up, slow coming back out in the field, and that never feels good, especially on the artificial surface.
No, a face full of mask.
Got a bunch of pellets there.
Yeah,
nice
pellets
job by the crew.
and the metal of the mask too. I mean, that
Yep.
certainly had to hurt. All right, Chloe Derrick leading things off.
That head first slide that you're always talking
That's
about.
right. I'm telling you, man. It looks good.
Why?
I love the aggressiveness. It makes you feel like you're playing with this reckless abandon.
Yep.
You want it so bad.
Yeah.
It's just a lot easier to get hurt. You can obviously
We've
what
seen
happened
that
to her
this
there,
weekend
but
several
I've seen
times.
players bang their shoulders up.
Yeah.
You can accidentally get your hand stepped on. I mean, I feel like the head first slide should be more reserved for emergencies only. There was no play at second base there. It's go in sliding feet first, but that's just my opinion.
Agreed.
Either way, AUM has a ton of momentum right now, right? They cut down what would have been a huge run on a great throw from Faith Wheat. Big play, and now they got the heart of their order coming up. Derrick taking all the way. It's now a full count. Chloe Derrick, Gia Martin, and Molly Cobb. 4-5-6 for the Warhawks here in the fifth. Swing and a miss, strike three. 6 punch-outs for Tatum Goff. Wait a second. Now it's 3-2. The scoreboard said 3-2 earlier. I beg your pardon. I was caught up looking at the replay there. Lost track of the count. My mistake. Fouled that one off. So she stays alive. Playable to the right side. Dominguez calls off far and puts it away. So it's a pop out instead of a strikeout. Either way, one gone. Gia Martin popped out to the shortstop last time up.
A lot of room to cover for that left side of the field with the speed that Martin has coming out of the box. We're starting to get up into these late innings. You want to make sure that the line is obviously covered, especially anything going down in that left field corner.
Eric Newell calls time and wants to talk with Martin and his on-deck hitter Molly Cobb. Just chatting a little strategy here. Any reason to think that the Warhawks could try to lay down a bunt at some point? Haven't really seen them try that today.
I don't think you take in this particular case here, you take that slapper's hit, good slapper's abilities out of her hands. But I do think that Martin needs to take a look at that field, because right now between the 5-6 hole, she's got a pretty good spot as she chokes up just a little bit more on that bat, maybe getting a little bit more control.
There's the first base hit for the Warhawks. Sliding stop by Klaus. She comes up firing to second, and Martin aggressively takes second base. It's a double for Auburn Montgomery.
Completely goes the opposite way with a strong suit. And no question coming out of the box. Heads down, the motors are revving. And once that she sees Klaus go down, she knows that she has an advantage there in going towards second base. Klaus trying to smother that ball and not allow it to go to the wall.
Molly Cobb. Swinging a drive to right field. Ranging back but still in the yard. Marek grabs it. Martin tags and goes to third. Tying run at third with 2 outs for Margaret Morgan.
And Mark's in the field, and we saw Coach Reed do this yesterday, and one of the reasons why she plays that right side of the field is, and especially in the late innings, she started today, that strong arm and glove that she has.
Morgan had a 2-out RBI double in their 4-0 win over Seton Hill on Thursday night. Can she replicate that effort here and tie this elimination game at 1 apiece? Goff misses the outside edge. 1-1. Goff is trying not to give her anything in her wheelhouse.
I'll tell you, she's not missing by much where she's going. If Morgan has any type of back control, all she's got to do is kind of throw that bat out there, and I'll tell you, it's she could have good success going to the right side to push that run in.
2-1 is blooped down the left field line, and a running grab by the third baseman, Plochek. Caught it in foul ground. That was exceptional effort.
The defense stepping up in a hard spot with the runner just a few steps from home to get out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Patriots up by
Texas Tyler Patriots skirting on through. They lead 1-0. Tatum Goff. That one's fouled off by Sam Schott. Tatum Goff's RBI double off the very top of the fence in left field way back in the first inning. And it's provided the only run so far. And, I mean, on top of the fact that she, almost hit a home run, it was perhaps a little bit unlikely in the sense that the Patriots' slowest base runner was on first base, but Perez just came boogieing around and came to home plate way ahead of any potential throw. She slid in right as the ball was getting cut off. Saw Goff there standing in the dugout. Got to be able to win lots of different ways if you want to win a national championship, because you're not gonna steamroll through everybody. And when you get to a stage like this in Denver, everybody is good here. Everybody won their region and their super region, which means you had to win at least 5, if not in some cases 6 or 7 games in order to get here. Shots 0 for 1. Grounded out to third last time, and this time it's to first base. 1 gone, bottom of 5. We have not had a game decided yet by only 1 run in this tournament. In fact, we haven't really had too many games that have been tight in general. Yesterday, in the nicest way possible, we had several games that were not close. Final scores yesterday, 8-1, 12-5, 8-0, and 10-2. Auburn Montgomery won a game 4-0 on Thursday. We had an 8-2, 7-2, and 5-1 final score on that first day of the tournament as well. So it's been pretty obvious by the end of the game who the better team was in each of the first 2 days of the tournament. This one so far, I know it's 1-0, but both teams have made some good plays. Tatum Goff, I think, has pitched fine, but she hasn't been lights out. I mean, look, she's got 5 strikeouts. She's getting outs, but she's not overpowering right now.
No, she's not overpowering. Defense playing solid. Defense actually for both teams really locked in today.
Avery Farr struck out last time. And Avery Dickerson misses outside. 8-9-1 in the order for the Patriots here in the fifth. Shot already grounded out. Well, the scoreboard says 2-2. Our box score says 0-2. I think it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one is yanked foul down the left side. Patriots trying to get something going in the bottom of the fifth. And Farr takes right on the outside corner for strike 3. Third strikeout for Avery Dickerson as that one paints the black. 2 outs now for Shannon Klaus. Had a big doubler last time up, but was left at third base in the third inning. 1 for 2. On the ground to second. Martin quickly retires her. 5 innings in the books. 1 run the difference right now in this elimination game. Who will move on to play Rogers State tomorrow and whose season is going to end? Find out next on NCAA.com. Another gorgeous day in Denver, Colorado. We've got our first pitching duel of the week. Avery Dickerson and Tatum Goff have gone one against each other and played really well. Right now, Tatum Goff, the only one that's delivered a run.
With that RBI double, helping herself in the circle, and that was enough to score. Perez from second base, and then completing it in the circle right now. She has thrown a no-hitter through 4 1/3 innings thus far, with 6 strikeouts on the game. And for Goff, she's in command, and only just 2 more opportunities here.
The only base hit for the Warhawks today, Gia Martin. Last inning, a double out to right center. So it's Faith Wheat, Haley Ann Frank, and Olivia Aycock for the Warhawks. These 2 teams have pretty much gone blow for blow against each other. Just caught the corner. Starting to sense a little bit of worry in the orange and white faithful here. Wheat struck out last time up. And this time too. 1 gone in the 6th.
Talk about that movement that Goff has. She's been running things backdoor on these batters and also keeping it low as
well, Coach Newell. Yeah, Coach Newell came down and pretty quickly asked for some clarification. I don't know if he thought that the ball bounced in instead of was caught on the fly, and if it was, it would have dictated you needed to throw down, but Perez apparently caught that on the fly in the eyes of the umpires. Haley Ann Frank, the batter, with the bases empty and one out. Chopped it off the plate. Dominguez has to hurry.
Oof.
In time.
It almost took a little bit of a scoop bounce, too, as it hit the surface here. And Dominguez sticking with it. She's made a couple of web gems defensively in the field throughout this championship, and showing another one there. I almost thought the only opportunity was going to be for her to barehand it, but the way it popped, she had no choice to go leather to hands. Nice play.
Back to the top of the order now, and Aycock walked, was caught stealing in the first, and she struck out looking. The only other base runner was Gia Martin when she doubled in the fifth. Tatum Goff has that championship strut going right now.
Yep.
Although I would argue Olivia Aycock has had the best at-bats, even though she struck out looking last time. She's probably had as much of success, I suppose, as anybody else. I mean, she certainly has seen a bunch of pitches. Fouled a lot of them off last time. Two and one. We're even at 2-2. Down low, and it runs it full. Payoff pitch on the corner, strike three. She got her again. Last time on the inner half, this time on the outside corner. Tatum Goff is cruising.
7 strikeouts now on the game for Goff as she is trying to single-handedly move the Patriots on. You're watching Division II Softball Championship on NCAA.com.
Courtney Plochek has been the hottest hitter for Texas Tyler in this NCAA tournament. UT Tyler 2-3-4 in the lineup here in the bottom of the sixth. Their best hitters to try and add to this 1-0 lead as they hope to extend their season at least one more game. There were 14 national polls released this season, and UT Tyler was the #1 team in the country 13 times. Courtney Plochek, see you later! 2-0 Patriots. Touch 'em all time.
Plowchick's only fourth dinger of the season, but the way she ran out of the box, she was hustling, thinking maybe that ball wasn't going to make it over the fence. Got into her trot just around first base, and what a shot. Held back on a ball by Dickerson and just ripped it over the wall. That's the insurance you need. A little bit more swagger and confidence now by the Patriots.
That is a big-time delivery. And the biggest moment for UT Tyler. Again, Plowcheck, you mentioned it, she's not a big power hitter.
Nope.
But man, can she drive the ball in the gaps as Perez pops one out of play foul. It's not that she doesn't have the ability to hit home runs. She's just more of a line drive hitter.
Yeah.
And once in a while, like that,
yeah,
she'll hit that line drive and almost, quote-unquote, miss it, and it'll sail a little further. That was just an absolute rocket. That may have been one of the hardest exit velocities off the bat all week long.
Absolutely.
And that was no doubt about Homer.
I would agree with you. That left the yard quickly. It was just a matter of was it going to make it over the fence or not. And she got a good cut in it. She held back on it, got a good cut in it.
Ashley Perez was hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. He's also popped out to shortstop. This young lady leads the team in basically every category imaginable. One more look at Plowcheck's dinger.
Up in the zone, out over the plate. And she was smart. You know, like she's been through the order now. This is her third at-bat against Dickerson. Knew what to expect with the count.
Perez off the end of the bat. It floated up in the air. The wind helped it carry out to Faith Wheat. One gone. You know, the other thing I really liked about Plowcheck's home run, obviously the timing was perfect. I love that big leg kick. I mean, that wasn't like, hey, I'm going to slap at the ball. That was full-blown power, trying to generate some torque and drive the ball somewhere. Obviously got to time it up right, but man, did she smoke that.
Yeah, the leg kick is a hard thing to do, and, you know, a lot of the big league guys do it. You want to try to keep that front foot down, kind of like a soft step on an egg. But some players can get through it, and Plowcheck showing it there.
Tatum Goff, she has done it all for this team this afternoon. Goff threw a no-hitter against the defending national champions, West Texas A&M, in the quarterfinals of the Lone Star Conference tournament this year. And she had not allowed a hit through 4 1/3 here this afternoon before Martin doubled. That's the only hit the Warhawks have.
Ooh.
Good off speed, but missed up high.
Tatum Goff smiling a little bit. She wanted a piece of that one. Was taking all the way.
Tatum Goff, Lone Star Conference newcomer of the year. Big swing and miss. You mentioned she transferred in, and the impression that it's working out nicely.
Well, and I think with the portal and what we're going to see in the portal over the next 2 years, a lot of these student athletes are seeing, you know, you get out of high school, hey, I've been have the opportunity to go and play at this big time school, and listen, if you have that ability and you know what you're doing, that's great. But then you get there and you understand that the academic piece and the athletic piece just isn't working out for you. The D2 environment has provided that opportunity of a more close-knit, small field. A lot of these student athletes during COVID needed to be closer to home. And it's helped them in the classroom, and it has helped them on the field of play, whatever that may be.
Goff grounds out to Martin there, 2 gone in the 6th.
Heard it a lot this year.
Sure.
Especially I think we heard it a ton at the D2 and D3 levels. So many of the players just saying, no, I was looking for something more family, small, oriented. Yeah, a little bit intimate. That's a great word, intimate.
Mac Dominguez has grounded out and had a sacrifice bunt. A lot of things have changed in these young student athletes' lives in the last few years. And you certainly get the impression that trying to have family and friends close by has become more and more of a priority. I think both these coaching staffs have done a great job of facilitating that kind of an environment where their players feel connected to their teammates, but also connected to the community they've created in Montgomery and in Tyler. It's a more fulfilling experience that way for sure. Certainly helps when you're winning. That makes a lot of other issues not so frustrating, but at the end of the day, your heart's got to be full if you want to really enjoy the experience of competing as a college athlete, because it's a massive time commitment. And it's great to see these teams having had such great seasons and playing in a really tight game. This is what you want. Even if you end up losing this game, you don't want to get blown out, right? You want to go down knowing, hey, we lost to a really good team and we gave it a great shot, and 7 teams are going to lose this week, and man, we were so close. Hard ground ball towards short. Aycock, good throw across in time. The Patriots head to the 7th inning with an additional run thanks to Courtney Plochek destroying a ball over the right field fence. And the Patriots are 3 outs away from moving on in this tournament. Top of the 7th, 2-0, Texas Tyler. They need 3 outs before giving up 2 runs. They'll be on to play another win-or-go-home game tomorrow. Auburn-Montgomery 2-0 all-time against #1 nationally ranked teams. They beat North Georgia twice on the road last year. They've been ranked ever since in the national poll. This Warhawk program is proving to be truly one of the premier teams in the country. I don't think this is a flash in the pan. I expect them to be good for a while, especially considering how young this lineup is. 1 junior, 1 senior, and the rest underclassmen are all in the starting lineup today. But they've run into a tough opponent in Texas Tyler, and they need something big late. Shelby Newsom, Kat Fallon, and Chloe Derrick. 2, 3, 4.
Outfield's shaded around. And Klaus just a hair to right field. Given a few steps.
Yanks it foul.
Infield back, trying to protect the lines.
Good at bat here by Newsom. Shelby's had a good week. Sitting in the bottom of the order earlier in the week, and she's seeing it well, and they moved her up into the 2-hole today. Down and away from Goff. Leadoff base runner would help immensely. Got to put a little pressure on. Warhawks have only gotten 2 base runners all game. Chopped off the plate and foul.
That took a funny bounce too.
It sure did.
She went to gather that in.
Winner of this game will play tomorrow at 11 a.m. local time in Denver against the Rogers State Hillcats. Another foul ball out of play. Upstairs, ball 4. That's what she needed. Newsom's aboard. And Kat Fallon to the plate. Second walk for Tatum Goff. And now Kat Fallon stands in. AUM refusing to go down without a fight. Good pitch on the outside corner.
And with Fallon, that lefty batter in the box, Newsom should be able to get a pretty good jump over there off of first base.
One and one. Fallon has struck out and grounded out. Stands very upright in the box as she watches another one downstairs.
Perez, a good job blocking that ball.
Here comes Mike Reed. Nobody's warming up, so unless he wants to make a change to somebody who's just coming out of the dugout, I think this is just to give everybody a chance to collect their breath, get themselves right.
All right, ladies, this is game almost. I can hear the conversation now. We're closing in on game 60 already of the season. I need y'all to relax. Somebody got a funny story? Who's got a funny story?
Can you believe someone's wearing a bald eagle on their head?
Which one of your parents is wearing that eagle on their head?
Oh, that's great. Goff is smiling. That's a good sign, right?
Yep. You gotta think of something funny just to kind of keep things light. She's been pitching great all game.
Two and one. On the ground, right side and through, base hit. Marek picks it up. Newsom stops at second. First and second, nobody out for the Warhawks. And here comes Chloe Derrick. We're going to get a pinch runner here. Eric Newell addressing the home plate umpire. The runner is on for Fallon. That is Shelby Edgeworth over at first base now. Edgeworth, an important runner, represents the tying run as Derek gets ready, and we're going to have a pitching change. Here comes Kaylee Davis. Tatum Goff gets a standing O. We saw Kaylee Davis yesterday. I thought she did a pretty good job.
Yeah, pitched 4 2/3 innings. Scattered 5 hits, and Tatum Goff finishing up the day, carrying that one hitter into the 7th inning as she finishes up her day in solid. Talk about, helping her team both at the plate and offensively. 7 Ks she leaves as she gives Davis the ball to see if she can't close this out on the day as Davis gets set here to go in the circle. Kaylee 1-0 in this championship. Now Tatum Goff will join her teammates to see if they can't corral the next 3 outs in.
Goff will stay in the game offensively as the DH, but Kaylee Davis, the new pitcher. First and second, nobody out. Chloe Derrick. Chop to third. It is off of the glove, but a foul ball.
There was a little hesitation there. And Coach Newell was quick. He's going to come down and ask because I think he might have a good bark here of where Plowcheck was when she backhanded that ball. I thought she and the ball were right there.
Well, and you're right. That's the thing. If she is in fair territory and the ball is clearly in fair territory, if she hits it, it doesn't matter if it crosses the bag then in foul ground. The umpire made the decision that the ball was in foul territory when she tipped it. So instead it's 1-1. Derrick is now down in the count 1-2. Tense moments here in Denver. Texas Tyler trying to stave off elimination for the second day in a row. Auburn Montgomery playing in its first elimination game. Derrick fights it off. A little more velo from Kaylee Davis. Kevin Condor walks all the way back to the circle with her to hand her the ball.
Yeah, I think a little preventative umpire in there too. I would say by Kevin Condor. He wanted to have a conversation with Davis.
I can see why.
And nice job by Derrick at home plate to fend off that 1-2 pitch.
Upstairs, 2-2.
Not sure what the conversation was about. Keep in mind is Davis has 10 seconds once she's in the box, 5 seconds once she puts her hands together.
In the air to right field, carrying pretty well. What a catch by Morik! Holy smokes! Saved at least one run.
This is exactly why Amanda Morik is out in the field for the flashy leather that she has, getting back a great beat on a ball. And I would too question if the tag was there because, and I thought they had initially appealed it, but evidently they didn't. So we'll see because Mark did a really great job
He's asked for a replay review. So I think it's pretty obvious here that Texas Tyler is asking for a replay review to see whether or not she left the bag early at second.
Absolutely.
Again, if this is the first time you're joining us, all replay referrals are done back in Pittsburgh. We send the feedback there, and the umpires are told what the call is. These two umpires who you're looking at, Kevin Condor and Mario Calabrese, they are not making the decision themselves whether or not to uphold or overturn the call. Let's see if we get a good look here.
No, we won't have it at that angle, unfortunately. And if they don't have it at that angle, they have to stay with what is called on the field. This might be the one. This may be the one. It's hard there, too, because we don't see where. Yeah. Yeah, so.
Well, we have just been told that this is actually not a. It is reviewable? Okay. Let's see what happens here.
If it's not conclusive, though, whether or not she did make the tag.
It was obviously a quick conversation on the headsets. You know, they didn't make a signal, so perhaps it was not reviewable. We'll try to get some clarification on that for you. We have been told it is not a reviewable play. Okay. So there's runners on the corners. It's a judgment call by the umpire. There's one out. It's a 2-0 game. And All-American Gia Martin is at the plate. That is still a massive, massive out because it keeps the game tying run at first base here. Kaylee Davis came on in relief of Tatum Goff. So Tatum is still responsible for both runners on base. Just off the plate. Gia Martin had a doubler last time up with some pretty aggressive base running. Martin also popped out to shortstop. Warhawks have 2 outs left to play with. Good pitch right down the middle. 2-1. Two and two. Good speed at first with Edgeworth. Martin trying to hit it into the gap somewhere. Full count. Molly Cobb patiently waiting on deck, probably trying to control her heartbeat a little bit.
Absolutely. And her job, obviously, is the runner down at third base. She's got to help her coming in. Let her slide, stay to the outside.
On the ground to second. Dominguez to Simone for one. That's all they'll get. Martin reaches on a fielder's choice. 1 run comes home. It's 2-1 now with 2 outs.
Good job getting that ball down to the right side, and that's all you want to do. Get it on the ground, the right side, push that runner across. But now a big AB here for Cobb.
RBI for Martin, who reaches on the fielder's choice. She also good base runner. Molly Cobb takes outside. This is a great game between two really good teams. Cobb looking for something really special. She struck out and has flown out. In the air, hit pretty well to right center field. This is carrying out of here. No way! The Warhawks are on top. Pandemonium! Molly Cobb with the biggest homer of her life.
Two outs down in the count. And a pitch out in front of home plate. Heart-stopping for the fans here for Auburn Montgomery. Just over the HI saying, hi, welcome me at home for the Warhawks. They take the lead 3-2. Wow.
Molly
game,
Cobb,
huh?
7th home run of the season. Never say die. 3 runs in the top of the 7th inning ensures that this game will at least play into the bottom half. Margaret Morgan trying to add to the lead. Down to their final out. This one floated out to right field, and a great running catch by Amanda Marek. One of the biggest highlights you'll ever see. 2 outs, the season on the line, and Molly Cobb homers to give her team a 3-2 lead and put the number 1 team in the country on the brink of elimination. They told you at the top of the show that this game was going to feature ultimate drama. 2 really good teams in an elimination game. I don't think we expected a go-ahead home run with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. But now the Patriots have to try to pull a rabbit out of their own hat. They're down 3-2. Scheduled hitters Bailey Simone, Amanda Marek, and Sam Schott.
You know, and thinking back on that swing by Molly Cobb, there wasn't a lot on that swing. The spin on that ball is it's a nail-biting time in the dugout for sure, for everybody. Was just getting the bat head out there and letting the ball and the velocity of the ball, the rally caps are on the flip side.
3 balls and no strikes. Warhawks got that inning started with a leadoff walk. Obviously, it's slightly less dire for the Patriots. They only need to score 1 run. UT Tyler had a 2-0 lead going into the top of the 7th. In there, a called strike. Avery Dickerson has been really, really good today. But she issues a leadoff walk. Bailey Simone represents the tying run. And now the ecstasy that Warhawk fans experienced has quickly subsided, and those nerves are firing all over the place. Winning run at the plate is Amanda Marek. She squared to show bunt, got hit by the pitch. I don't know if she pulled the bat back. She didn't. It's called a strike. Oh my goodness. Oh, that hurts.
It was that back knee.
You caught her right on
the
the meat of the thigh, above the knee there.
Yeah.
Oh, even higher, up on the thigh. We'll need a second to try to walk that off.
Yep. 2 great plays running in the outfield, too. Just needing to take a extra breath.
Count is no balls and 1 strike. Patriots seem to be, at least based on that last pitch, willing to move that runner into scoring position. They're playing for 1 here. That's what they need. Marek pulls back as the pitch sails high. Amanda singled last time up. She's also popped out to third base. Rogers State, the Hillcats, will play the team that wins this game. North Georgia will play either Cal State Dominguez Hills or Seton Hill. That's coming up next. Fouled straight down. Hitter in the box this time. Not hit by pitch, but fouled down, popped back up and hit her. So it's a foul ball and it's 1-2, and Marek couldn't get the bunt down.
Well, now the assignment changes, right? And through it all, Avery Dickerson has hung tough right in the circle.
Fouled away, out of play. There are some fans waiting for the next game to start that have arrived early and are anxiously watching how this game concludes. Probably a little easier when you don't have a dog in this fight, but this is a tense moment for Warhawk and Patriot fans. 2-2.
Great job to hold on there by Morgan, because that one was getting ready to scoot away.
Full count.
Amanda Marchek's dad, Jordan, just got up in the stands, and he is pacing unbelievably in the blue T-shirt with a towel around his head on the third base side. He looks away, and then he comes back.
Marek skies it into shallow center. 1 out.
Tense moments for everybody right now.
Sam shot the scheduled hitter, but it looks like Audrey Escamilla is coming to the plate in her spot.
Let's go, Warhawk!
Audrey Escamilla has hit a couple times this week.
Yeah. Here's Mr. Marchek. He doesn't know whether to put the towel over his eyes or. Warhawk fans in front of us, including the screaming turkey Patriot Eagle hat. Everybody's going crazy right now. Great atmosphere here.
Want to know. That's a good pitch from Dickerson. Auburn Montgomery with a win on Thursday. But they did not play particularly well yesterday. Sent themselves into the losers bracket. Came up with an enormous top of the 7th inning. Chopped up the third baseline and foul. It spun out of there. And you get 21 outs and you got to use all of them.
For sure.
By the way, it looks like Michelle Arias is going to bat for Avery Farr. She's standing in the on-deck circle. Should she get a chance? Bailey Simone running at first. Texas Tyler. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Escamilla. They led 2-0 going into the 7th inning. They'd only given up 1 base hit. It looked like they were going to make their way to a shutout win, but boy, the Warhawks wouldn't give up. Molly Cobb. That one's fouled off again. Molly Cobb, an incredible moment. Dickerson's ready. The 2-2 to Escamilla is upstairs, and the count runs full. She walks Simone. Now Escamilla has a chance. Grounded to the third baseman. Derrick goes the long route to get the second out. The Patriots have the tying run in scoring position with 2 outs.
Unofficially, I have that as Derrick's 4th putout of this game, and she has played a smooth third base, 5th official. A really nice job over in the hot corner this afternoon.
Michelle Arias represents the last hope for the Patriots. And they're a called strike. Avery Farr had struck out twice. Texas Tyler on the ropes. Arias takes all the way, strike 2. Up the middle, base hit. Simone stops at third base. Faith Wheat was playing shallow in center. She's already thrown out 1 runner. They couldn't afford to send her. Arias keeps the inning alive.
You called it right there with the outfield playing so shallow. As Arias does a great job in the pinch hitting role. Held back. You saw that front foot go down a couple of times as she was trying to pull back her swing and doing a nice job, poking it right through the spot in the middle. And now split on the corners.
Shannon Kloss. (3-2) Auburn Montgomery in the bottom of the 7th. Tying run at third, winning run at first. Kloss is an electric hitter. Upstairs, AUM's outfield is playing far more shallow than I would have expected. A ball over their heads probably loses the game. I think they got to play a lot deeper because a base hit is going to score a run anyways. The run that matters for the Warhawks is at first base, not third. Wow, just missed. I mean, look how shallow the outfield is, all things considered. We've already seen Shannon Kloss double to left center field, split the gap earlier. She's a heck of a hitter. It's a wild pitch. You gotta be kidding. The Patriots tie the game on a wild pitch. And on a mishandled ball from first to third. Arias, the winning run, is at third base. Total chaos.
Can't hold on, and you got to make a decision right away, but keep an eye on Arias. She's watching where that ball is going. Dickerson unable to get the tip at home, and everyone's slow. Who's going to get the ball? Coverage from the outfield can't come in, and now the winning run with Arias at third base.
You know what? They've officially ruled that a passed ball, and I think that's the right call because it hit Morgan's glove and it popped out. But that was not an uncatchable pitch. So it technically goes as an error on the catcher. Wow, has this game changed in a hurry. I mean, 7th inning drama, you could only write in a fairy tale. And suddenly Shannon Kloss, she can find the outfield, or maybe even the right spot in the infield, could win the game. On the left side, it's bobbled! The Patriots win! Unbelievable! Heart-stopping moments in the 7th inning for both teams. Molly Cobb with a 2-run homer, down 2-1, put the Warhawks on the precipice of an incredible comeback win. But the defense let them down in the 7th, and Texas Tyler survives ultimate drama to stay alive as they try to win a national title this weekend.
And this is why these 8 teams are here. Knowing how to respond, knowing how to act in certain adverse situations. What a ball game, number 1 on the day. Super season for the Warhawks, the way that Cobb and her teammates came back, and what a response by UT Tyler in the bottom of the 7th with the walk-off.
One more time at how this bottom of the 7th inning came undone. It was first and third with 2 outs. A wild pitch allowed, I should say a passed ball allowed a run to score and gave Arias a chance to go first to third. And then that hot grounder, Aycock couldn't handle it cleanly. Wow. Kaylee Davis, the winning pitcher. Avery Dickerson falls in defeat, but she certainly pitched her heart out. Unbelievable ball game that lasted 1 hour and 59 minutes. Final line score, Auburn Montgomery, 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 2. And Texas Tyler scored 4 runs on 5 hits with no errors. And they left 4 on base. What an unbelievable elimination game. Texas Tyler 49-8. They survive Auburn Montgomery about to be recognized as being a national tournament finalist. Auburn Montgomery season closes at 49-13. The Patriots play tomorrow at 11 a.m. against the Rogers State Hillcats. Tatum Goff played really well early. Courtney Plochek with a big home run, and they made it happen. Magic in the bottom of the 7th. The Patriots survive, and they're still alive here in Denver.